really exciting because we're announcing a formal purchase order with Supermicro. We're going out and we're acquiring our modular tier three data center infrastructure pods. That's the ARMS pod. That is the AI ready modular solution. You can see a picture behind me.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by DigiPower X's Edward Carr. Ed, great to speak with you again. And we're chatting a bit about Bitcoin today. We've got some news coming up as well. But let's start off with looking at the Bitcoin picture because it seems to be a great time to be in Bitcoin.
It really is, Stephen. Thanks so much for having us back. And yeah, you look at this macro environment. I mean, couldn't be more bullish on Bitcoin, the whole crypto sector in general. We saw just a couple days ago on the 14th of July, Bitcoin spike up to a new all-time high. It went north of $123,000. Obviously, we're down just a little bit, but the United States very, very friendly with the Trump administration. So I think we got a lot of political wins in the sale of this crypto boat. And all of us in the industry are looking for higher prices. So we're really, really excited. All the crypto miners, including DigiPower X, we're generating a lot of revenues at these Bitcoin prices. So it's exciting times.
So apart from President Trump's policies, Ed, what are the other drivers that you think that are supporting and pushing Bitcoin to these levels?
Look, there's a lot, Stephen. I mean, we just had the one big beautiful bill that came out in Washington, D.C. So politicians are like drunken sailors spending money. They never met a deficit they didn't like. There's obviously a little credibility issues going on right now with President Trump attacking Jay Powell at the Federal Reserve. So people are wondering, wow, is a new Trump appointee coming in as the head of the Fed? Are they going to lower interest rates tremendously? Is that going to set off inflation? So the US dollar, has been getting some competition, and we see corporations now, publicly traded companies doing these strategic crypto reserves, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, some even doing Solana, Tron. It's an exciting time for the industry, giving a lot of support to these cryptocurrencies.
So Ed, tell us how DigiPower X is positioned to benefit from all this.
Look, DigiPower X is in a fantastic position, Stephen. And, not only on Bitcoin and our cryptocurrency mining operations, but certainly in this macro environment towards artificial intelligence, tier three data centers. As you know, Stephen, this sector is ripping hot, red hot. We just saw this morning TSMC announce their earnings. Their profit was up 60% in the second quarter. They're selling more chips, just like NVIDIA, to satisfy this insatiable demand on tier three artificial intelligence. So this data center transition, it's just getting started.
Well, let's touch on today's news then, Ed. You've just locked in NVIDIA B200 systems from Supermicro. What does this mean for the timeline and capability of NeoCloud's Tier 3 launch?
Look, it's a super exciting time for DigiPower X, and we've been talking a lot in the last couple of months, Stephen, about our transition, specifically our Bitcoin mining operation in Alabama. We are moving that and transitioning that to a tier three data center. So we've been talking, letting the market know all of our plans. We have detailed engineering, detailed construction. And today's press release, really exciting because we're announcing a formal purchase order with Supermicro. We're going out and we're acquiring our modular tier three data center infrastructure pods. That's the ARMS pod. That is the AI ready modular solution. You can see a picture behind me. So these pods we can scale up in Alabama. We can start very small, maybe half a megawatt, and scale all the way up to our Alabama capacity of 55 megawatts. These pods manufactured, by Supermicro, but inside is the NVIDIA B200 Blackwell chips. So these are going to be integrated into our proprietary pods, and we're deploying these live now to Alabama. So these things will be online probably by the fourth quarter of this year.
Ed, how does the ARMS 200 pod design give DigiPower X an edge in the AI infrastructure space, especially as demand for generative AI surges?
Yeah, it's a great question. And, we think we've got a massive edge here in these pods. Number one, these ARMS pods are modular, so they can scale up. We're still a pretty small company, Stephen, even though the stock and the price been reacting well today with nice volume on this press release. The company's about $130 million market cap. So market becomes a little worried. How are you going to fund this AI build out? You're going to have to raise hundreds of millions of dollars, which at DigiPower X we're not. Part of the press release today, Michel Amar was talking that we're going to be able to finance this with some non-dilutive debt, probably in partnership with Supermicro. So these modular units we think are so key because they'll allow us to really scale up. These initial ones have the B200 GPU NVIDIA Blackwell chips, but we're already designing the next generation ARMS 300 platform. And that's going to be with the NVIDIA B300 chips. And this is the roadmap to 55 megawatts in Alabama. And once we build that out, Stephen, then we're going to deploy these pods up to our power plant in northern New York, just outside of Buffalo. And we've got 60 megawatts of power there, moving towards 120 megawatts once we get that load study approved. So very, very exciting time for DigiPower X.
It sounds like it is indeed, Ed. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you'll keep us updated on your progress.
Look forward to it, Stephen. Thanks for having us.
That's Edward Carr from DigiPower X.